feel like I'm in a Sally Struthers commercial.
Hello, and welcome to the podcast. My name is Patrick, and I'll be your chief flight attendant today. We'll begin the show in a few minutes, but first I'd like to acquaint you with some important safety information. 3 sheets to the mouse may contain language and subject matters that aren't suitable for smaller aviators, so listener discretion is advised. When the intro music begins, please take a seat and partake of any carry-on items. This includes bottles, flasks, cans, fine cigars, and skin mags. Okay, let's review. That is, F-bombs, earmuffs, get drunk, smoke 'em if you got 'em, and send nudes. Anything else? Oh yeah, enjoy the show.
Sorted, but you'll be rewarded when at last I am given my dues. And injustice deliciously squared, be prepared.
All right. I guess that about does it. Adam, you ready?
Almost. I need about 5 more minutes to pack up my shit. Tim, can you grab me the other luggage? For some reason, I'm overweight again.
Oh, this suitcase won't close, Mikey. I can't deal with this. We got too much stuff.
I'll sit on it.
There you go.
Don't. That's the glass stuff.
All right, there you go. Zipper down.
I guess we should get all these bags down to Bell Services so we can have one last drink.
Yep. We can leave now. Let me get the lights.
Oh, last time you did that, shit broke.
Yeah, let me get the lights. We don't... Tim's dues. I don't want to be responsible for that.
Not our dues.
Dude, you know what? Let Mousekeeping get them.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's just go.
The lights were all on when we came in, so...
They were. You know, I know the trip's over right now, and it feels like we're just starting something. You know, it's like the trip's over, but I feel like we're starting something.
You want to be starting something?
Gotta be started something.
Can I get another drink at the pool bar?
No.
Why?
Because I didn't get a chance to hit up Meisner's, or what, became Meisner's, the little Meisner's stand-in.
Meisner's Light?
Yeah, exactly. It's like a Miller Lite, but like Meisner's.
Meisner's tent inside.
Let's head over there.
Right.
Listen, all the shit went down this week. I can't help but think that normally this starts off with something like, we're just 4 average guys with a love for all things, Disney. But this was one hell of a trip. Tell you what, let's tick off the list from the Big Summa Blowout. All right, Disney parks,
Check.
Disney booze,
Double check.
Did we manage any debauchery?
All the debauchery.
Well, yeah. R.I.P.
There was a lot of debauchery.
So, this is a hell of a trip. If we were all at home right now instead of being here, we'd be like recording episode 134 or some shit like that. But ooh, there's the bar. Let's go over there and get something to drink.
Sounds good.
What you getting, Tim?
Oh, I took a road soda from the room. I took the last of that dead rabbit that was in the bottle upstairs.
Yeah, that's very good. That's probably one of the nicer whiskeys on the table. That is an Irish whiskey made in America.
Actually, it's not made in America.
Oh, I thought it was made in America. No. I thought it was made in New York. Oh no, the bar's in New York. Yeah.
The bar's in New York, but the guys who own the bar own the distillery in Ireland, and they import it.
That just sounds like somebody's getting paid twice.
Well,
the answer is yes.
Are they members of the IRA?
Irish Mafia. Allegedly. I don't need Irish shit on my head.
Adam, what do you got? What are you getting? What are you ordering?
Moscow Mule, made with Grey Duck handcrafted vodka from Minnesota.
Listen to them clinking glasses back there like they're some rookie bartenders.
Well, they are the rookie bartenders. This is the rookie Meisner.
That's right. That's the minor league. It's the Meisner Miners.
What you gonna get, Mikey?
You know what? This trip kind of, and last trip, the last sheet up, Brian Adams met up with me at Wilderness Lodge, and we had some Macallan. And then as soon as I got to Whispering Canyon on this trip, he met up with me with some Macallan. So I figure I'm going to go out on a high note. I'm going to end my trip with some Macallan. So I got a little Macallan 12 double cast.
So you didn't want to Jack Daniels hot toddy? No,
my throat's much better today.
All right, that's good.
So I'm going to be just fine with my Macallan. And you know what? I'll ask you this. Tim, what was your best drink this trip?
Oh, there was so many. I'm going to have to say it's an old standby, but it's a good standby, and it's the Double Himalayan Ghost.
Animal Kingdom.
Thirsty River Bar.
Never got over there this trip. I'm disappointed, but we couldn't make it work with all the debauchery that was penciled in.
Well, we only did Magic Kingdom for the Halloween party. We didn't go back in normal hours, which is weird for us.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Adam, what about you? What was your favorite drink this trip? Anything new? Anything exciting?
I don't think I really tried anything new. I mean, the most exciting thing that happened was over at the Dowa Bar when I got my Bloody Mary and wanted to take a picture with the paddle. And the bartender saw me struggling a little bit and picked it up and ducked out of the way so I could get the picture that I wanted.
And that was when my contact popped out of my eye.
It was a lot of fun.
And I caught it. Put it back in.
That's those dad reflexes. That's the Gunkel reflex, Tim.
Yes, it is.
What about yours, Mikey? What was your favorite drink?
I didn't really do a whole lot of drinking in the parks because there was a whole lot of drinking in the room. Mostly pre-gaming. Yeah. I did some. I didn't do a whole lot. But the one drink that really stood out that I had, it was our last day there. Stephanie and I were at Hollywood Studios because she wanted to try to do the Character Palooza out there by Tower of Terror. And I was like, ooh, I hear a lot about this, was it Strawberry Sunset Lemonade? So I grabbed one of those with, I was told to get a set, with the double of Grey Goose.
Very nice.
And that, I don't even like strawberries, but that was just so refreshing.
It is. It's one of my favorites.
I think it wouldn't be nearly as good if it didn't have that crushed up slushy ice.
Right. I agree.
Melty wasn't too awful because there has been a few times when it's super hot and it melts kind of quick.
Yeah.
It still tastes pretty good.
I do prefer it. That's the one slushy drink that I prefer over the melted version.
Right. I mean, I don't want it necessarily full-blown slush puppy, but just a loose slurry is perfect in there. That don't mock me. I know words. I drink and I know things.
Because there's also the Dragonberry Refresher during the normal year. It's a slushie.
Yeah.
But through Food and Wine, it's a regular drink, and I prefer the Food and Wine version over the slushie.
See, I had the adult lemonade out of Andy's lunchbox, and it's just cubed ice, which is,
I like that drink.
I do too. We didn't get it this trip. But
it was good. It was again refreshing because, as we all know, there's only 230 square feet of shade in all of Toy Story Land.
Correct.
Including the new umbrellas they just added, which, by the way, don't lean on them thinking they're going to hold you up because they don't.
Oh, no.
And if the sun is in the wrong position, they don't do squat.
No, they basically installed 73 sundials.
Pretty much.
So in addition, so you can keep up with your fast passes for ass.
All right. So, Mikey, the ultimate question for this trip for you.
Mm-hmm.
You found the People Mover. There's a picture. Did you go on it?
That was the question of the night.
I did, and it did not break down.
Boo. I wanted to break down when I get on it because I want to be evacuated.
Listen, I'll break it down, you guys, as we sit here and drink. The People Mover is a lot of fun. I rode it with Stephanie. I only thought it moved as quickly as you see it when it starts. I thought it was going to be just a stroll through the Tomorrowland. But once you get about 30 feet away from where you get on that sucker and you make that first turn, the shit ramps up and you're moving 712's mine train speed through Tomorrowland.
The super speed tunnel.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Well, they
fun.
don't call it that anymore, but
Okay, now Mikey, the other attraction,
Yeah,
Carousel of Progress.
I'm glad I saw it.
No,
but wait, I hear a but.
Yeah.
I don't feel I need to see it again. First off, I've seen it a dozen times throughout the years on YouTube and stuff like that. It is a classic. It deserves to be seen. It deserves to maintain an existence in some fashion. But what they've got right now, it is. The first vignette, I looked up at the ceiling expecting to see water spots, and I was pleasantly surprised. All the tiles were in good working order. Everything was
Really?
fine. And then in the third vignette, I look up, and there's a fucking hole. It's not just a water spot.
A missing tile.
There is a corner. No. 70% of the tile was still up there hanging in the drop down tile, drop down ceiling track. But a corner of it where it had been wet was missing, and there's like a brown tinged ring there. And I was like, oh, that's no good. It was the same vignette that they have the cat. And the cat's tail was squeaking. And I could forgive the tile because that's way up there and it's a pain in the ass to get to change out. It's not hard, it's just tough to get. But I couldn't do the squeaky tail on. Well, I mean,
I think that's the.
I've
one
done a
attraction-
squeaky tail before.
that was almost too easy for you not to take.
Yeah.
It makes me leery of getting a chance to do the Enchanted Tiki Room because I don't know if I could deal with the clacking. Now
I like
that
the
I've-
clacking. I like the clacking.
I kind of get a kick out of the clacking.
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
it's supposed to be there because that's the original air-powered animatronics.
I get all that. I was just with all the other animatronics in Carousel of Progress, they seem to be in moderately decent working order. I mean, none of them really move a whole hell of a lot. To be quite honest,
They don't.
in the last scene, the most movement you get's out of Grandma.
Yes, have you looked at the dog's tail, though?
No, I was looking at the
When
cat's
it's almost
tail.
pretty much flat on one side because it lays against the floor for too long and then it starts flapping and it's kind of flat.
I didn't
There's
notice that.
a lot of issues.
I think that's out of all the attractions that are in Magic Kingdom that Walt had a hand in, I think that's the one he'd be most disappointed with right now.
Yeah, I
agree.
kind of agree with that.
I was disappointed Astro Orbiter wasn't working.
Ooh, I've never been on that show over.
I wanted to give that a shot just because. I know Stephanie wouldn't have liked it. She doesn't do good with heights, and that's basically a height on top of a height.
On top of a spinny thing?
I don't
Heights
think
on
you would have
heights on
survived
heights.
that attraction.
I'd have made her
Between
sit on the
you.
outside.
There is no outside, is it? Don't you sit in a line? You
Well,
sit back to...
oh,
those,
do you?
I was back to front.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like tandem, like Space Mountain.
Well,
So if you're sitting in front, you're getting beat up.
fair enough. Wherever the joystick is, that's where I want to sit.
You want to fondle that stick?
I do. I'm a bit of a stick fondler. I fondle it like Jane Fondler. Oh shit, guys! There's the bus. Finish them fast.
Oh, fuck.
We can take him on the bus, can't we?
They frown upon that here.
I got mine in a styrofoam cup. I'm
I
good.
mean, listen, there's been some smuggling this trip.
You know, I found out something from Disney, though. In Animal Kingdom, somebody didn't finish a drink. And this person was about to down their drink, and the cast member said, no, don't do that. Disney will never make you chug your drink.
Yes, we will never make you chug your drink. That's what he said.
That was a lie.
She-
They've made me chug my drink before.
Cheaters will make you chug it
Oh, yes.
at Whispering
With no
Canyon
shame.
last year.
Well, we're getting ready to walk through Gorilla Falls. There's supposed to be, well, it used to be no food or drink, but you're allowed to bring drink into Gorilla Falls now. And Amy was about to chug her drink, and he said, "No, don't chug it. You can take it. Just go in, please."
I had to let her chug it.
I had to let her chug it too.
Yeah.
She's funny when she's drunk.
Until she gets birds in her hair.
I think most anybody's funny until they get birds in their hair, Tim. Then they're
No.
hysterical.
No. This is a story.
Love you,
Let's get on the
Amy.
bus. Let's figure
Yeah,
this
we'll
out,
tell-
and then Tim will tell his story about it. All right, I think we got 3 seats in the back. We should be good.
All right. My tits are sweating in this Florida heat.
Yeah, it was hot this week.
I wonder what my wife's writing back on.
I don't know. Where
I
did
think she
go?
said your foods are enough. She was going to take an Uber by herself. She said, "Screw us."
Yeah, she's probably lifting. We got a credit. Okay, Tim, tell me about Amy Alverson and her encounter, her bird encounter.
Well, it wasn't really birds. Well, she's afraid of birds. This is how we're gonna start. She's afraid of birds.
All birds,
So-
or just like a specific?
All birds. Whether they fly, whether they don't fly, she just doesn't like birds.
No, that's not true. She wants a penguin. You don't pay attention. She wants a penguin.
penguin's not-
Literally the worst bird.
Right.
Well, the smelliest bird.
Right.
Yeah.
But she wants a tropical penguin, not an Arctic penguin. Apparently, there's a
Because,
difference.
well, that's because they can live where she lives, and she doesn't have to put in air conditioning.
Probably has
On
to
the,
have a license, I would imagine.
Both of the walking nature trails in Animal Kingdom have a bird exhibit, but the Maharaja Jungle Trek has them where they're more free roaming, I guess.
Yeah,
the
free
birds actually
range.
come up to you. Right. So we're literally walking out of one, and she had stopped to do something. So I was behind her, and I just put my fingers to her hair very lightly. I said, "Amy, look out!" And she flipped out.
There's a lot of screaming,
There's a lot of screaming, maybe some peeing.
and Tim is officially dead for telling that story.
Yes. Love you, Amy.
You can't. No, you definitely can mess with someone like that. Absolutely, you can.
Right.
That's the kind of person
Well, I
you
mean-
throw birdseed on at a wedding.
Well, Amy got picked on pretty hard this trip because on the drive down, Derek decided to do a duet with her snoring in the front seat.
Came across very
Everybody saw
well.
Because he went live in the group.
Yeah. Who has enough gigabytes of data to go freaking live on the highway?
Well, he doesn't care. He did it on her phone.
Fair enough.
Pretty
Good
much.
call, Derek. Good call.
I think
Tim,
that's what made it even funnier.
you mentioned that you guys did the Halloween party.
Yeah,
That was
first
before
time
I
in,
got
like,
there.
3 years.
How was that?
It was pretty cool. It was, as you know, there's a new fireworks show,
I've heard.
which is actually pretty cool. They have new music. There's new scenery. They do projections on the castle. They brought out the skeletons from the old school Disney classic cartoons. It was pretty cool.
Now, see, I'm just
However-
a huge Hallowishes fan.
I enjoyed it.
Hollow Wishes, regular Wishes, I'm a huge fan of both, but it needed to be updated, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the new version.
See, my problem with the Halloween party this year, it seemed very crowded.
It was alright.
And we went on a Tuesday night. So usually Tuesday night crowds are the less crowded night.
It's a school night, yeah, and early
Exactly.
in the season.
Right.
Exactly. This was pretty crowded. I mean, you usually wait around, and we happened to catch the second parade. And usually by the end of the fireworks, the park pretty much empties out. There was still a pretty decent crowd watching that second parade. So I found this particular year to be extremely crowded.
I know we went into Magic Kingdom Sunday evening to meet up with James and Jen and get a few last minute gifts. And we got there at 5:15, and it was one of those, leave by 6 kind of things because it was a Halloween party, and it was ungodly just getting into the parks for starters. And getting out was fine because everybody had already left that was going to leave. But God, it was a madhouse. However, we did get in there, and it kills me. I finally got a chance to see a rare character, just to see one. We didn't get a chance to get a picture or anything with it, but I saw Chicken Little and Abby Mallard.
Oh,
That's
nice.
awesome.
Oh, if I didn't see Chicken Little at first. I saw Abby Mallard. I was losing my shit because, as you all know, I'm a Joan Cusack fan.
Yes.
And I was trying, and I couldn't even talk. I couldn't even say words to Stephanie. I was like, and I shook my hand and pointed. And she goes, "Do you want to go over there?" I said, "Yeah." And we got there as they were rounding the corner to go sneak away and come back in a few minutes. And I was like, "Ugh, that changed." And that's when Chicken Little walked by, and I was like, "Oh my damn it!" But at least I got a chance to see them. I've not seen hard to find characters ever on a Disney trip, and that was fun. So, well, I mean, you guys got candy because there was candy all over the room all week.
Yeah, we thought we
Yeah,
were
pretty much.
Well, cool. I'm glad you liked the.
We didn't take any of it home.
No.
No,
Left it all there.
yeah, we did too, and it's still there. So yeah, we know we're not taking any of that shit home.
Well, that's not true. Somebody got some.
Yeah, mousekeeping can have it.
Well, we also there was some new stuff that happened this particular Halloween party for this year anyway, and we had the more interaction at the Pirates Cube, which was a lot of fun.
Oh, I saw videos of that. Yeah.
They were really, really good. They were really in character. I actually got yelled at for holding up the line at one point.
So this wasn't like here's a selection of canned lines. This was more like a Lady Carlotta thing,
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Extremely.
Absolutely.
but with several actors and actresses from what I
Right.
saw.
Well, the one actor that you can really interact with, there were two actors that you can really interact with. That was the one. There was one in the queue when you first walked in, and he was locked in the cage. And then there was one further along, actually in the attraction, where she was just yelling from the ramparts, pretty much, where the
Yeah.
cannons stick out. She was interacting with us. But other than that, most of the interactions were either between each other or other characters.
Okay. Okay. Today I learned what a rampart was.
Really?
I always just called it a wall. Actually, I never called it anything. I had no reason to even.
It's literally
could
in
acknowledge
our
its
national
name.
anthem.
Right. No, I get that. I just rolled with it. I just whatever. Ramparts.
The other thing that
Red glare.
and I might be even making up that word if I'm not using it correctly, so sorry. But the other thing that was new this year, new to us, was the Total Dark Space Mountain.
And see, what we wrote it, and it still just seemed frickin' dark to me. How is it more totally dark?
Well, you know how they have, like, you can see the other cars shooting by. They kind of have, like, a disco ball star effect at some points where they're shining a light on a disco ball and it creates stars.
Okay, yeah.
Meteors
There is-
flying by. There's nothing.
No light whatsoever in this attraction.
Oh, that's terrifying.
And I'm not gonna lie, I put my sunglasses on to make it even darker. But at one point, we were dressed as monorails, and we had electroluminescent wire around us. And at one point, we were bumping around so much it turned the switch on, and I lit up. Like, oh no, that's ruining the ride. I had to turn it off. We rode it like twice. We were able to ride it twice that night. It was pretty cool.
It's cool. That's cool. I always like it, and it is terrifying because you just, like any roller coaster, you want to put your arms up, but you're positive they're going to get taken right off your body.
Pretty much.
I don't even want to hold my head up because I think I'm
Right?
decapitated.
No, I got my shoulders up by my elbows when I ride that thing. Mm-hmm. I'm like a hobbit. Well, that's cool. I'm glad you guys got a head start on your partying. I didn't officially party until we got there and we had the Moonlight Magic, which would have been Adam's grand Imagineering vision. Right, Adam?
Pretty much. But before that, we actually had a Tambu.
That's right.
We had an unofficial sheetup.
Unofficial
Which was-
things just happen.
And
A lot.
this happened throughout the whole trip, but this was the first unofficial official meetup. And we took over our corner in Tambu, and there was a bunch of us there, including our shooter in the wild.
JRT.
Yes.
John Ryan of House Tully.
I was supposed to say that. Who also sounds like a Game of Thrones character.
Right? Even the name John Ryan, it sounds like John Aaron. And his last name is Tully. He's House Tully, dropper of ropes.
Yes. So we all hung out there. We had a few drinks, and we had somebody who completed a challenge.
No.
So Mikey, you wanted?
She won it.
She won the challenge. Fucker, she won the challenge.
Oh, fucker, I won the challenge. It took me a minute to figure out what she was yelling about, too. 'cause
Yeah,
I didn't
no,
quite
yes.
get it.
My beautiful wife, Stephanie, completed the Lapu Lapu challenge. She had 3. She also had some of someone else's drink because they didn't like it.
Oh, no.
And to be 100% honest, she finished off one of my drinks because it was kicking my ulcer's ass. So she kind of had 3 Lapu Lapus and another cocktail of some kind, in addition to her road soda.
I know we shared something that was left over, too, food-wise.
Oh, I wasn't privy to that. I probably should have
I
been.
wasn't either.
I was having a back scratcher, and I got almost all the way through that thing. I hadn't had one before. It was nice. And I brought it home. The scratcher.
I had drinks, but some of this
Yeah.
gets a little fuzzy.
Yeah, I had drinks, but I don't remember what it was because I have the receipt, but I don't remember what I drank.
I was given prescription medicine for my stomach pain by someone.
It helped.
Well, there was
It
a lot of
did.
moms there, so they probably all of them carried pills.
It did. It did a wonder. Kayla Poulin, thank you so very much.
Hey, Caleb. But there was a good, 15 of us up there?
At least, probably more.
Yeah, Tambu's a solid spot to stop and get a drink.
Especially in the Three Sheets corner by the glass.
Yeah, they had the TV playing soccer. We could watch it rain. It's good times.
Although, I do remember getting yelled at.
Oh, yeah, because they opened up
cast
that little
member.
service window thing, a little bump out, and she was serving that area through there, but we already had our bartender.
She was a little irritated with us because we were already pretty much well served at that point.
She looked cranky anyway,
A little bit.
like she was mad at the world.
There were some cranky looking cast members this trip. There were some cranky looking other people at Disney this trip when we were involved. And I just feel
Karens?
I just feel bad for them because they weren't able to find the fun that we were able to find.
Well, to be fair, we bring our fun with us.
Yeah, it's
We show our crazy on the outside.
Right.
our fun is usually in a coffee cup that is rapidly deteriorating.
Because of the 80 proof alcohol that's in it.
Maybe. Yeah, Tambu was great, but damn it if that after party.
At Typhoon Lagoon.
Partysaurus Rex. Well,
But no
should've been
Rex.
Partysaurus Rex. No Rex.
No Rex. Well, I mean, this was just the Moonlight Magic party. It wasn't the actual summer party that Typhoon Lagoon actually has. So, I guess the meetup was the weirdest part. Like, we're all waiting for people. And I guess I could have tried to run that a little bit better, but I tried to run it the best I could. When we all get inside, we all get our drinks. The food selection was pretty decent. I had a sausage. Tim, what did you end up with?
Hot dog and fries.
And Mikey, what y'all get?
We, tell you what, we were smart. We went and we grabbed a drink where the Three Sheets Nation had staked their flag, and promptly went in search of food while everybody else was drinking and going to do rides and stuff and slides. Steffi and I just immediately went off and we grabbed the chicken dish. We had the chicken.
Oh, wait. Here's my surprise face.
Yeah, well, I mean, it
About
was.
Stephanie grabbing a chicken dish.
I ordered it first because I just didn't want anything super heavy, so I grabbed this chicken wrap. At I don't know the name of the spot, but that's like the best thing they had. It was that, or like I don't know. I didn't find out there were burgers until after I'd already used my voucher on that. But yeah, I'm surprised that we got full meals because other DVC events you get snacks and drinks. So when we got like a full meal voucher, I was kind of surprised.
When we did the one in Animal Kingdom, you didn't even get a voucher. You just showed up and ate.
Oh,
And it was a pizza safari, and it was a hot dog.
Oh,
Or
well,
pizza.
I tried looking at past Moonlight Magic events, and they only were furnished with, Mickey bars, chips, sodas.
I had a Mickey bar too.
I didn't have a single damn ice cream the whole trip, and I'm pissed off about it right now. Thanks for bringing it up.
Wow, Tim. Now you're going to have to buy him one in the airport before he gets on the plane.
I'll buy one. But
No, you
we
could buy me
stayed
a
there
box
playing
of
at
little
Let's
bitty
Go
ones.
Slurpin'.
Yes.
So it was, obviously we had to get home base at a bar.
And
No
this
one
is
wants
where
to
things
walk.
get super fuzzy for me because I know I drank and I can't tell you any of the drinks I had.
Blackberry lemonade sounds familiar, I think.
Ish.
Ish.
Yes. Drinks were you had to pay for.
Right.
But what y'all think of the food?
It was worse than Magic Kingdom food.
I wish that the wrap had some kind of dressing squirted on it somewhere. It was really dry. We were really
for
hungry
me-
though, so we were going on about how great it was, but it was dry. The house-made kettle type chips were decent. Stephanie was feeding them to birds off her thigh. Don't drop them. If you drop one, the birds will fucking pick them up quick. Don't drop them. Please don't drop them. It's illegal to drop them, apparently, from what I'm told.
See, I wish my sausage could have came with like peppers and onions and all that, like a full
Yeah.
sausage. It was good. It just wasn't anything great, amazing.
It's literally you're there in the heat and you need some calories.
Yes,
That's the long and short of that.
very true.
Now, okay, what about? I ran around with Stephanie the whole time to keep track of her. Did you do any of the dance entertainment? Was there a foam party? What was it going?
Okay, well, we tried at one point. We did try to walk over to the DJ booth, but as we were walking over to the DJ booth, it started raining a little bit.
Yeah,
So the second it started raining, they shut the whole thing down.
I remember that. Everything stopped when it rained, and the rain lasted for like 12 minutes.
Not even.
Yeah, and then it took them 30 minutes to start it back up again.
Right. So about that time is when we started looking for slides and stuff to actually do.
Which ones did you do? Did you get your pineapple plunged? Coconuts
I think
cracked, crushed?
Wow, that escalated quickly.
I typically do.
Well, I figured you do the pineapple plunge before you get your coconuts cracked because it tastes better normally.
It does. It's a pina colada is what it is.
There you go. That's about it.
No, I didn't do any attractions while we were there. We were holding down home base, and everybody that went on rides came back with bruises and scrapes and bumps.
Well,
and lumps.
there was a reason that some of us came back. I did not come out with any bruises or scrape from the slides.
Fair enough.
From
I came out okay.
some of us had a slight issue with the dismount, I would say, from the tubes.
On
know.
Crush and Gusher.
I can't speak to the name of the attraction, but I can definitely say that
I think it was Misadventure Falls.
yep,
That was the first
Yep.
one we went on.
yeah, that one saw the guy at the very end tell everybody, "Okay, get out." Hop, So when everybody decides to gracefully get off their little round tube raft, the Lapu Lapu Challenge winner
She drank all the Lapus.
She did, and she does a textbook dismount from a vessel if you were wearing full scuba gear. where you just sit on the edge and roll over the side into the water.
Exactly.
She had no scuba gear on, and she rolled over the side into the wall. And yeah, that's when she got a flesh wound on her knee.
Yep.
Somewhere she picked up a bruise. We're still not sure when that happened.
After which, I'm pretty sure we went on Crush and Gusher. And it was a slight incident coming off of that attraction, too. Where...
It was a magic trick's what it was. I rode that with my wife. I don't know that I finished it with my wife. Because at the end, she was no longer in the two-person tube with me. She was there, and she was screaming, and things were going good, and I see the end coming. And when we come out the tube, I'm the only one on the raft. And I'm just
Typhoon
cracking
Lagoon.
up. I'm just
Beating
cracking
people
up.
up since 1989.
But we had some people who faced their fears on this, right? And we had to talk Derek into going on, because Derek was about to bow out.
Yeah. We had Mr. Songify himself, Yasquatch,
Squatch.
Yes, Squatch?
Derek Alverson,
Squatch.
husband of the avian phobe. And it wasn't even so much about talking him into it as it was he was just following people, and next thing he knew, he was in line for something. Or online. Whatever.
Oh, don't let Brett hear you say that.
Yeah.
And
We'll never live it down.
And yeah, he did the Misadventure Falls with us. It was very tense on the way up because the traction stopped on the conveyor belt. I blamed it on Stephanie because she wasn't holding on to the handles when they kept saying hold on to the handles, but you know, we now know that there was a Burke higher up doing cartwheels or something. I'm not sure, Bryce. I'm looking at you.
I want to say the other Burke, Sydney, was trying to coax Kelly onto this.
Is it Burke or Bork?
Burke.
Burke,
I guess it depends on where in Disney World you are.
There you go. If you're top of the world, it can be both.
But I mean, I had fun at the event. I spent a lot of time walking around. I did get a little water rash, I don't know what you would call it.
Chub rub?
No, it wasn't chub rub. It's when a big old wave comes to you at the edge of the wave pool and you end up spinning around. But I did not spill my drink.
That's talent.
My drink was up in the air. People, I saw it. Did not spill my drink.
Put your hand up and hold it. I'm sorry, I ran out of Miley Cyrus.
I think Miley Cyrus has run out of Miley Cyrus.
She has. Well, yeah, that. What I remember of Typhoon Lagoon, I guess it was fun, but you know, a lot like the Carousel of Progress. I've done it. I'm good. I don't think I need to be feel like I've been on boats for my entire trip to Disney World, and it seems like I was between all the rafts I rode at Typhoon Lagoon and the friendships to get me from the resorts to parks and stuff like that, and then spent all morning on a boat, didn't we, Tim?
We did. Thankfully, 2 separate boats.
Thankfully.
Wow.
My goodness.
I was on the winning boat. I'm just saying.
I did pretty well. I mean, I did okay on my boat.
I was pleasantly surprised that everybody did well. Everybody caught multiple fishes. Right? Is it fishes or just fish?
I would just say fish, but that's
everybody
fine.
caught multiple bass. Let's just say
Yes,
that. Everybody
yes.
caught multiple bass.
Well, there were multiple species caught, so yeah.
There were some
What?
bluegills and some perch.
Yep. There was a lot of fun. It was
Somebody learned the hard way that there's a special way you have to unhook a perch from the hook without getting stabbed.
It was an early morning, but I gotta say, being able to get on a boat with 5 to 10 friends, and get
Wait,
There was 10
do you
of
not
us.
know how many people were on your boat?
my boat had 5.
And my boat had 5. So there was 10. So it would be 9 of your for you and 9 of your friends.
Yes. Well, I don't know. That Collier guy was there, but
He was on my boat. He's my friend.
I'm messing with him. He and I had a thing going every night. Every time I saw him and tried to
Yeah.
say something to him, Bryce Burke was there, and I was like, "Fuck, I don't know what to say. They're both here."
We would just call him at the end of the weekend. We just call him I and Y.
Yeah, but I wouldn't even know which one was like the Fernandez. I can't tell them apart.
Friend, I
I do sometimes say Fernandinos, but I don't.
We just
think
started
that's
calling him
accurate.
Collier and Burke.
Well, but yeah, getting a chance to see the parks, I thought we were just going to be, bass fishing in World Showcase. I didn't know we'd get, back up into into Hollywood Studios a little bit there.
I didn't know that either. That was a pleasant surprise.
It was a surprise. I'm impressed. You guys, your boat actually got deeper into World Showcase Lagoon than ours did.
We did. We butted up right against that island in front of China.
Yeah, we didn't get any further than the UK.
But
So
I think you guys spent more time in Hollywood Studios than we did.
I think we did. Yeah, I know it's all about timing and where the other boat is, which is why we couldn't get over there. And our guide was trying his best to get us on fish because he knew how many you guys had. He was texting the other guy back and forth.
Yeah. Which our captain was an Alabama fan, so that's why we won.
Is that why you won?
Yep.
Well, how many fish did you end up with, Tim?
Personally,
Yes, you.
4. 4.
Okay, I had 5, so fuck off.
Ooh,
How many did your boat have?
Not as many as yours.
There you go.
I think it was
right,
19.
Yeah, you had 19. We had 25.
He had 25.
and
Still,
who was the overall winner?
Matt Holmes.
Matt Holmes.
So if he was on right now, he can tell you both to fuck off.
He good.
He could.
I'm sure he would because he wore that belt all through Epcot the whole morning.
Yes,
Well, I would have
give
too.
it
You know what?
in the 300-degree hot of Epcot that day.
Right.
He
A leather
did.
belt that weighed 20 pounds.
He won the Grand World Fishing Championship Heavyweight of America belt, and he did. He wore it with pride, maybe not so much dignity, but with pride. And
I will say, because you and James left us, you went to Disney Springs, we went into Epcot. Everybody that saw that belt stopped him and wanted to know what it was.
Yep.
And then they saw our shirts. And I think we probably got Disney a lot of extra business to their fishing excursions because not a lot of people know about it.
oh man, if only we had a way of saying, Disney, if this bus is bugged and you're listening, hey, hook us up. We're hooked. We're doing God's work for you.
All right.
Yeah.
So now y'all went on the fishing trip before
Yes.
in a different location.
Yes.
Yeah.
This was a shorter excursion, right?
Yes.
I don't know. It
Which
seemed like
which
it was
did you
longer
prefer?
to me.
The Bay Lake was 4 hours. This one was 2.
Oh, God. Well, I prefer this one because I caught more than one fish.
Right. I prefer
But
this
so-
one because
but-
the fishing was more. It was more active.
Okay.
But it could have been the time of year because he
It
said
could
this.
have been, it could have been time of day too, because Bay
Right.
Lake was later in the morning, and this was
Right.
sunrise.
Right.
So if you had to choose one over the other, which one do you think you would do again? Take out like the amount of fish you caught and all that,
Okay.
and just think about just pure where you went and the experience you had.
You want to go first? Because I already know my answer.
I would still say, I mean, if I was on Tim's boat, I'd say this one, because I would have liked to gone deeper into World Showcase.
That was cool. That was a lot of fun. My answer would be the first one at Bay Lake. Because the most boats to rent are in Bay Lake. Bay Lake has 6 boats available to rent. And we might be next year doing a little grander fishing trip. and opening it up to some more sheeters.
The 3 sheets Navy.
We're going to have an armada.
Every nation needs a naval unit.
Yes.
And there's no reason we shouldn't have the biggest unit on the water.
Right. So there's 6 boats in
I've got the
Bay
biggest
Lake.
naval.
There are 6 boats to rent in Bay Lake, 2 to rent in Epcot, 1 at Saratoga, and 1 in Disney Springs. So next year we're going to go back to Bay Lake, and we're probably going to hopefully try to get all 6 and have a big competition.
Where are we going to find 30 people that want to go fishing?
I'm sure we could. Find them. We got 10 this trip, and there was a waiting list.
Can I talk about my massage, or am I not allowed?
There you go.
Can I talk about the differences? Because the thing is, this is my first massage at Grand Floridian, as opposed to Saratoga. Mm-hmm. I'll just drop this little gem, having massages at both of them. I won't go into detail because Steph and I will talk about it at a later date. Hopefully we'll get Jen on, and Amy, and Lauren, and whoever else did the massage at that point. But I would say go to Saratoga over Grand Flow. Just for... It seemed like I had a better massage at Bay Lake. At Saratoga. And it just was a little bit bigger and a little more spread out. So I would definitely choose Saratoga over Grand Floridian if you have a choice.
But would you choose the massage over fishing?
He would.
Almost every fucking time, yes.
I would choose fishing.
I've only gone deep sea fishing. I've gone fishing. I'm not gonna lie.
I enjoy it. It's relaxing.
I'm messing with you, Adam.
No, it doesn't bother me. I used to go off Sheepshead Bay. I used to go fishing for flounder and bass. But for me, it's catch and eat.
Yeah, I throw them back. It's too tough to get into that shit.
But that's like on the boats that I used to go on. They would clean them and everything, and all you take home the fillets and stuff.
Yeah, that's all. You can't take them home from the
Right.
Disneys.
You know,
No.
the brain-eating amoeba is frowned upon to eat.
Yeah.
So.
Oh God, I shouldn't have kissed the fish then. I went full Jimmy Houston and I slobbered and then threw it back.
Well,
Well,
that's
from
why
what it
I
looked
said
like,
that.
somebody had a little bit of difficulty holding on to their fish and actually took a picture holding it the wrong way.
No,
Yeah.
no, because there's a couple of pictures on our boat. Some of the monsters that we caught. You couldn't lip them because they were too heavy. So you had to
No, sir. No. I will fucking argue that shit. The only fish you can't lip is one what got teeth. I don't recommend lipping a bar. or
somebody
a
on your
walleye.
boat was afraid to touch the big fishy's teeth.
Yeah, well,
gonna
there were
say
2
who.
people on
Chris Shoemaker.
I was just, you catch something that big, don't hold it daintily.
Listen, if you cannot hold a 4.5-pound bass by the lip,
A bath.
then you don't need it. Bath.
A bath. Exactly.
Bass.
He
Bass.
he lipped it. It flopped. It hit the floor.
He
All
got
I can
scared.
think of is it's going to jump out. No one's going to get a picture. Son of a bitch. So he in his defense,
So he grabbed it by the cloaca.
he was holding it like a fucking bowling ball. It was kingpin at the end of the boat, and he picks it up, and it's funny when you see the photo. He's holding it as far away from his body as possible, not to
I saw that picture.
not to make it look bigger, but because he was terrified. He had pissed his pants.
Said it was the beer he spilled on his lap.
It was a situation back there. Okay, it was a fucking Jersey Shore level situation in the back of our boat. There's also a photograph no one's getting. I put my fist in this fish's mouth to let him know, motherfucker, I'm the boss, not you.
Wait,
So you
Mikey,
fisted
did
a
you say
fish.
you fisted a fish?
I fisted
Mikey
Chris's
fisted a
fish.
Oh,
Oh my!
oh,
That photograph's out there
on his
somewhere.
honeymoon? That's fucked
Yep.
up shit right there.
Hey, a lot of fun. It sounds like a lot of fun, and it smells like Team Cloaca.
I'll tell you right there. I'll tell you right now. Lauren wouldn't have dropped it. Just gonna say it right now. She wouldn't have dropped the fish.
Well, can I just say one thing about the fishing? It for me it was more about the bonding that we all did. Whether it was
There was
on our boat,
bondage on the fishing boat? Maybe I'll sign
it
up.
was a lot of fishing wire. Little hooks.
Did you say
That
wire?
nets.
Did you say fishing wire?
Yeah. Line.
He did
Fishing
say
line.
wire.
It's fishing line. God.
It's piano wire. There's a difference.
Right, barbed wire, concertina wire.
Hey, we were on different boats. You don't know what happened on our boat.
That's right. Hey, hey, just a bunch of seamen. You guys were the
Was.
masturbators.
We were the masturbators, which got
They
a lot
had
of
matching
comments.
shirts.
Yes, they
And a lot-
did.
well, yeah.
They had matching shirts. That was adorable.
Wasn't it? It was really cute.
Kind of
I liked it.
pretentious if you ask me, but whatever. That's cool.
But I honestly think the team bonding with the shirts probably helped them win.
It may have. It may have.
But it was an overall bonding experience between all 10 of us. Even after the fishing, well, you guys bailed, but
Not all of us.
we, 2.
Right. Just James and I. Yeah, we bailed. We went to Disney Springs and we had some barbecue and a lot of walking drinks and some whiskey and
We had some whiskey. We had some cigars. We took the long way around Boardwalk to finish our cigars, and we had some breakfast in France, which was pretty good.
And then Sydney and I showed up after our massages.
Yep. And which turned into another impromptu sheet up.
Yeah.
Because the Mary Axe Murders of New England showed up, and Kayla and J.K. Poulin showed up, and it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot. There was a lot
I
I
going
just
on.
can't keep up because you'd turn a corner and you'd see somebody, you'd see a sheeter, and you'd be like, "Oh God, hello."
Somebody would scream your name, like, "Oh, yeah, it's you."
Me and Stephanie
Or
were
somebody would just literally scream.
when we were at
Yeah.
Hollywood Studios the last day.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
walking down the corner, I look up, I'm like, "Oh shit, there's Dave Koch." Hey. I mean, we were both, making trails for where we were headed to.
We went into Hollywood Studios, and somebody screamed. I was like, "Oh, somebody's screaming in Hollywood Studios." We turn around, it's Liz and Mary Schaefer. I'm
Yep.
like, there's shooters everywhere.
It mostly was Liz who's let out the most blood-curdling, scary scream I've heard in a very long time.
We have that effect on women. Well, I do.
I obviously.
But usually it's
because
when
it
I'm
was
under the
just
rape
Tim
bridge.
and I. Oh.
And with your duct tape and your rope.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Finally got to see the rape bridge up close and personal.
You ran under it.
I didn't.
Oh, no,
No,
you
he only
didn't.
did the
I'm
5K. You don't run under the
Shit,
under the
no.
5K.
And I wouldn't even say I ran it. Tim's right. I did it. That's the correct
I
verb.
did it.
I did it.
Okay, well, Mr. Winning Team Masturbator, I assume after this this grand victory of yours, you celebrated in an extravagant style.
Absolutely.
Go on.
Victoria and Albert's, darling.
So, darling, I've never been to the Victoria
Darling,
or
Victoria
the
and
Alberts.
This is our first time too. It was a bucket list item, and I will say it was extravagant, and it was, in my opinion, worth it.
No, you damn near had a sheet up at Victoria and Alberts.
Yes, because it was Adam and I, the Goodmans, Matt Holmes, and the Borks. And it was... Well, we started off at the bar by Citrico's.
well- Yeah.
Because apparently we had a 5 o'clock reservation at Victoria and Albert's, and they don't open until 5:30.
That's a thing.
Well, that's because nobody has read a reservation incorrectly as many times throughout this whole entire trip as everybody in my groups.
Right.
I love it.
So we started out at the bar at Citrico's, and I had a Palm Ridge Manhattan, which they only describe it as Palm Ridge whiskey, but it was
It wasn't the bad Palm
dry.
Ridge.
It was dry.
Oh. Ugh.
It wasn't.
Angry dishwater. That's what it tastes. That's my tasting notes on Palm
Yep.
Ridge rye.
Yep.
Ugh.
Mixed with Florida swamp water.
I know you're going to be shocked. I don't remember what I drank.
So Victoria and Albert's opens. We were the first table to be seated.
Well, you've been there half an hour. You should be.
Right. And it's like from there on, it's a whirlwind.
Now, you
I
didn't
mean-
do chef's table. This was just a regular.
No, this is a regular room. We didn't do the Victoria room or the Queen Victoria room or the chef's table. It's a regular room. But it didn't feel like that because through the whole meal, you are treated like royalty. There's not one person that comes in, has all 8 meals and gives them out to you. There's literally 8 servers to bring you your individual plates.
If you ever watched like Top Chef or any of those shows where they have service and there are 8 waiters and waiters waiting around the table just to serve everybody's plates at the exact same time.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's how this is. But you're forgetting about how many bottles of champagne we finished.
Well, I didn't get to that. I'm getting to that point.
Okay.
So the first course was literally an amuse-bouche of caviar.
What the fuck's an amuse-bouche? Because I have an idea, and I guarantee you it's not
small.
what you
It's
think.
smaller. It's smaller than an hors d'oeuvre.
Isn't it to amuse your mouth? Isn't that basically what it translates to?
Yeah, pretty much.
You slurp it off a plate?
No, they give you a pearl spoon. Literally, a freaking spoon carved out of pearl
Mother of pearl.
to eat this caviar with. And
Is it
the caviar is literally
amuse-bouche?
probably the size of a dime. And there's other accoutrements with it. But by the time we ate this thing and the next course came, they literally poured us 4 bottles of Brillicart Simon champagne.
4 bottles
we-
or 4
Oh no,
4
it's
bottles.
4 bottles for the
'Cause,
table.
all right, so we did
Oh,
the
Bleasel?
we did the 10-course meal with the wine pairing.
Okay.
So every course had a corresponding wine pairing. So the wine pairing for this course was champagne. And it took us four bottles of Brillicart Simon to finish this. By the time this meal was over, we were all Waco Westwas.
They were popping
I mean,
corks like crazy.
Well, here's the thing. This meal started at 5. What time did we finally leave?
9. No.
No. It was closer at like 10 or
10:30. It was
10:30.
10:30. It was a 5-hour meal.
God. You guys
Well,
were...
because we were celebrating our anniversary, the Namdoogs were celebrating their anniversary, and Brant was celebrating his birthday. So they added 3 extra courses onto this meal to celebrate. I went into this meal perfectly fitting this suit. I went out of this meal feeling like the Hulk. Buttons popping, zippers spreading, pant legs ripping just because I was getting fatter.
Hot. I'll say it
By
for
the
you,
minute.
Adam.
Thank you, sir.
God.
No, it wasn't
bless.
hot because y'all, after a while with all that champagne, kind of felt a little bloated.
Yeah, no, there's nothing hot about the meat sweats, the champagne sweats, or any kind of sweats when your clothes are coming off because they're just not bundling over anymore.
But that was the great thing about this. It wasn't huge servings of food. It was like little bites.
Like
that came
tapases,
out.
kind of.
No,
Eh,
it's
no.
definitely. It was prepared a lot better than every.
Well,
tapas I've ever had
I
in my
just mean
life.
like the size, the portion.
No, it was a little bit bigger than that.
Okay.
It was
Depending on.
5-star restaurant size portions, which means you're not going to get full off of them individually. Case in point. Okay, so they have the steak course,
That was your main course.
which is the main course. You get Australian Kobe, which is
That was the upsell.
yeah, one of the upsells. It was an ounce of Australian Kobe. You can upsell it. You can buy the upgrade, which was 100% Japanese A5 Mizusaki Kobe. So it adds another ounce to it.
Holy shit, though. With this meat.
Well worth it.
Was there only one steak course?
Yes.
Yes. There was one steak course. Well, Tim, because he doesn't eat fish, they adjusted his menu.
Right. So I got other stuff other than because there's a lot of seafood. The turbo. There's another upgrade for the turbo,
Amazing.
and there was a Kurabuta pork.
That sounds fancy. I saw that movie.
Okay, Mikey, do you eat fish?
Yes.
There was this fish that I actually made Tim eat.
Well, he was probably wasteless.
No, he wasn't.
I was not wasteful at this point. It was the turbo upgrade.
It wasn't the turbo.
I thought it was the turbo.
No, it was not.
What the hell's a
It was
turbo,
the
and why
burger.
would you say turbo at a
a type
fancy
of
rest?
fish.
Okay.
It's a
fair
turbo
enough.
fish.
Sounds fast.
It was the dish before the turbo. It was very buttery and
It was a whitefish. It was
a
good.
whitefish.
It was okay.
You liked it. You
I
said
did.
you liked
I did like it. Will I probably order it by myself in a restaurant? Maybe not. But if it was served to me without a choice, I'll probably eat it again.
What restaurant do you go to that you don't have a choice?
No, if I'm eating dinner at a friend's house and they're going to serve me turbo, I'm like, I'm going to eat it.
There you go. There you go. Or if
Although, the one thing I took away from this thing is another expensive habit, and that's caviar.
fish
I
eggs.
did like the caviar. Not gonna lie.
Did we
Caviar
have
was
caviar on the cruise? I don't think we did.
We did. He didn't try it.
I didn't try it then. You had it. I didn't try it.
I do not recall that.
But
go
that was
me.
another upgrade was the caviar that I didn't do.
Jen
Jen
did the
did.
upgrade on the caviar. You didn't try any of that because I kind of broke.
And
Me,
well,
it was Steph,
no.
myself, and Bryce, I want to say.
Sydney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was not Sydney.
Well, Steph wasn't there,
Steph wasn't there.
so
I'm sorry, not Steph.
Jen.
Bryce, and myself who had it. It was not Sydney.
now if they'd have had a crawfish upgrade, then Sydney would have been all over that shit.
Correct, but there was no crawfish upgrade.
Well,
Now, a fun story about this is that we got yelled at
no.
because the night before, literally the night before we were supposed to all go eat together, I get a call on the phone saying that our wait list came through, and I'm like, well, what wait list is this? I got a wait list upgrade to the chef's table,
Oh.
but it was only for Tim and myself. There was only a 2-seater, and everybody's like, well, why didn't you take it? Why didn't you take it? And I'm like, my first experience has to be with my Ohana.
But everybody at the table was like, I would have.
And they all sit there and say that, but I guarantee
They would not have. I guarantee they would not have.
Not one of them would have. Mikey's smirking.
It's a hell of an
That was
upgrade,
the-
Adam. It's a hell of an upgrade.
Like
I
Like,
know.
no, like the fishing, that was part of the best experience for me was doing this with our family.
No, I get that. And Adam, you made the right decision for the sanctity of your marriage, as well as your friendship with everybody.
Yeah, no, I'm just not that person.
I mean, I probably would have just left Stephanie with you guys and gone, but that's cool.
If you all really wanted it, we could have given it to you.
No. We
So like in between the courses, because you get your personalized menu from Victoria Alberts, and it tells you every course you have, it has your name on it. So in between all the courses, we would get like this mysterious course, and our servers would say, "This is a gift from the chefs," and it was like
We had 3 dessert courses.
right to the point where the ending course of Victoria Alberts is the chocolate boxes that
Yeah, those
y'all
all
saw in
came
the fridge.
back.
Yeah,
Because we're
nobody could
done.
eat
We're
them.
done this point. I just want this to end. I can't stop. I want to stop eating. I can't do this anymore. We were literally the first table there and the last table to leave.
Yep. True story.
And Victoria Alberts only has 2 seating times.
No. It's incorrect.
No, they only have 2 seating times. In the main dining room is only 2 seating times.
Not anymore. They got rid of the second seating time because it was too late.
True story about the chocolate boxes. That little thing that looks like a chocolate covered
Mikey
pretzel.
ate my chocolate.
It ain't chocolate
Mike
covered
had to have his
pretzel.
chocolate, his orange rind.
It is an orange zest or orange rind dipped in chocolate. And if you're not expecting orange dipped in chocolate, you're going to have a bad time. But it's not big enough to take a nibble off of, so it's all in your mouth, and you're going to finish it because you know where it came from, and you don't want to look like a ungrateful little weeb. So
And it's very chewy.
it is because
Now
it's
I ate mine.
I ate Adam's.
Hello.
Well,
It was good, wasn't it? And it was dipped in chocolate. Just say yes, Mikey, and get over it.
had I known what I was going in for, I'm sure it was great. It's just not what I expected. But the chocolate tasted fantastic. You just shouldn't leave a little jewelry box size of chocolate unguarded on a bar with a bunch of drunks. Just saying.
It was like 8 o'clock in the morning.
That was my breakfast
Yeah, my breakfast
that Sunday morning.
He
I was
ate my orange. That was my vitamin C for my breakfast.
I had a Mr. Pibb, an expensive fucking Victorian apple chocolate for breakfast.
That's where Stephanie's Pib went.
I asked her first. I said, "Can I have one of your Pibs?" She's like, "Yes, you may."
Yeah, I know that was fine. Well, this
We do have an episode that goes into more detail about the Victoria and Albert's experience. I am not Scott, but
Scott
Brent and Sydney. It was a crossover episode with Brent and Sydney when they first did
When
it.
they first did theirs, yeah.
They did Chef's Table, though, didn't they?
No, they did the
Queen
Queen Victoria room.
I don't know the difference. I honestly, God, don't.
And you can look it up. It's episode... If you can insert in a robotic episode voice
Damn
here.
right I
and figure out
can.
what
Oh,
episode
Stephen
it is.
Hawking the shit out of this.
It's episode...
Actually, Adam, your query cannot be answered as the episode in question was listed as a quickie and therefore has no numerical value for indexing. You may, however, locate it using the search parameter Albert or the timestamp of May 20th, 2018. The title of the episode is 3 Sheets Quickie, 3 Sheets, and Whistling Disney Go Super F *% hashtagging bougie, dinner review of Victoria and Albert's. Thank you for your query.
Listen to it. It's awesome.
Sydney loves to talk.
All right. So now, while we all did this, y'all went to a restaurant that I want to check out. And that's Mikey and Steph. You went to Jaleo? Haleo?
Haleo, or as
Haleo.
Stephanie called it the whole time, J-Lo. And
Did it have a nice booty?
It had,
Was it all the single ladies?
no, that's
That's
not.
Beyonce.
Thank you, Tim.
Same difference. Same difference.
No, one has got a
Was
little
she
bit
from
more
the
refinement.
block? Would have been a better... Was she from the Bronx?
She was. I was not jealous of the rocks that she's got. Her back end did overlook the water. It was windy. She had a windy back end that day.
Oh, that's not good. Did it smell funny?
I was inside her,
Fair enough.
so I don't know. her inside
This
smelled
is
like
going
paella,
really bad.
Ooh.
Ooh.
which is not a bad thing, really.
Well, I mean, unless you're into the cloaca.
Well, it was the shrimp. So we did. We went to Haleo. I managed to get this. Here, pro tip for anybody: a lot of the Disney Springs restaurants, you can get the reservations through the My Disney, the MDE app, or whatever, wherever you make your reservations, and you'll go in there and say what time you're looking for, and they'll be like, "Ugh, yeah, we don't have that." Go to OpenTable.com. You'll get a reservation there. Because I struggled. We went early. I struggled to get the reservation for round 3 through Disney, but Open Table, they're like, it's just like, yeah, and I made the reservation, and we got in just fine. And of course, we get there and we sit down, and it was not busy. So I don't know why Disney couldn't help me out through the app to get the time I needed, but Open Table, the website, did it just fine. And yeah, a lot like you guys, where you had several different courses or several different dishes. That's what we did. We got the they call it the Haleo Experience, and it was 12 different dishes. They were brought out in like 4 or 5 different courses, if that makes any sense, or pairings, or something like that. And it was fantastic. It's like $70 a person, and we weren't there for 6-7 hours like y'all were. It took us around 2.5 hours to get through it, but I will say the service at Haleo was fantastic. We had our main server and then a fleet of food winches that delivered for her. Her name was Bianca. She was hot.
What's her name, like Bianca?
No kidding, right? I told Stephanie, can we take her home? She's already said she can't cook, but she's Bianca. And then we had and she was from Spain, and then we had one of her helpers was from Brazil, and was speaking Portuguese with a thick accent, delivering our food to us and explaining it and everything like that. But it was so good. We are not super adventurous eaters. where we're located in the United States, there's not anything super adventurous really here. So getting out of our comfort zone and having, gazpacho and having endives and just all the stuff that, they brought to us, it was fantastic. I think Stephanie's favorite were these little bitty endive dishes that was like the little endive. I'm going to call it lettuce because what it looks like, and I know it's the endives, but it's fucking this lettuce. And it had some little bitty mandarin oranges and some almonds and some goat's cheese and olive oil drizzle on top of it. That shit was amazing. I wouldn't have thought something that simple and small would have so much flavor. It was so good. The gazpacho was great. They brought something out that just looked like someone threw salsa on a tray and then hit olives on it. And it had a lot of white beans. I'm sure that Chef Andreas knows what he's doing. Wasn't for us. That wasn't for us. Neither was the warm spinach salad. I'll eat a spinach salad all day long if it's just regular, fresh, cold leaf spinach. And then
I love warm spinach.
Then you'd like it. It had like raisins and and peanuts on it and peanut sauce underneath it. Wasn't
Sounds like I would love it.
Yeah, wasn't my bag, baby.
Did you have the pork?
I did not have the Iberica pork or whatever they call it because that wasn't on the 12 Days of Christmas menu that we got.
Okay.
It would have been it's like an extra $36 for 5 slivers. I didn't. We did have the Serrano ham was with this. It was paired with some manchega cheese and some tomato crostinis with fantastic pan bread. That's what that was really good. But no, we didn't have the fancy black hooved pig that's aged for 4 years and fed truffles and acorns. The Serrano ham, though, is
Wait, were they fed truffles or do they find truffles?
Well, mushrooms, but I'm going to go with truffles. They're fed mushrooms and acorns like the last 2 years of their life before they get butchered, and then they're hung up to cure for 3 to 4 years, where they can get the brine and the salt off the coast. I mean, yeah, everything. I don't get me wrong. I wanted it bad. But as much food as we had, and then we brought some home, I wouldn't have enjoyed it the way I wanted to.
Fair enough.
Best thing that we had, the patatas bravas. It's taters. It's seasoned taters with an aioli and some type of red spicy sauce. And she says, just mix it all together and eat it. And holy shit, that was good. So yeah,
that sounds awesome.
Jaleo, definitely give it a shot. Like everybody that we said we were going there's like, I've never heard of it. What's that like? I want to go there. Where is it? So yeah,
brandy new.
Give it a shot. Like I said, we were there. They weren't that busy, but again, it was 3:00 on a weekday. Absolutely worth it. 100%. I mean, it wasn't as long as yours. Your night, your dinner just kept going on forever. Stephanie and I wasn't sure when the hell you guys were going to come back. It was the dinner that never ends.
It goes on and on, my friends. It goes on and on, my friends. Okay, so I will say the one thing that intrigues me, and I do want to try Jaleo just for the food sounds amazing, but Chef Jose Andres does a lot of charity work.
He does.
To end world hunger. And that alone just moves my pistons. I just would support him and just in that endeavor alone.
He helped out with the hurricane relief in the pajamas.
Which is awesome. There's a lot of video of him doing that.
Yeah, no, it's. I'm telling you, everybody needs to go check it out. Not everything is for everybody, but you don't have to get the 12-course thing like we did. They've got like a smaller one where you can actually pick the different things, and it's like half the price.
So, Mikey, would you do the 12-course thing again?
Yep. Even with the stuff I didn't like, I would still do it. I would still do it. Now, they've got a 15-course, which is Hello.
That's a 5-hour meal.
And it's I call it course. I mean, it's a dish. It's probably going to be about 6 different trips out to your table. But they
So is it tapas style?
Yeah, it's small. It's small plates, tapas style. I believe, and it's like 120 a person. I believe that one does have the fancy ham.
Ooh, I really want to try the fancy ham.
Fancier shrimp.
I'm such a good Jew. I am such a good Jew.
We had really great shrimp, but I think the more expensive one has the larger head-on shrimp served.
Oh,
and this deconstructed green olive nonsense that's like this puree something that's supposed to be amazing, and it's kind of got this bubble ball kind of wiggly thing going on to it, but it tastes, from what everybody says, great. I'm not a green olive guy, so. And I think it's also got an octopus.
Bubble balls.
Oh well, hang on, we'll get to it then. And also, there's octopus on the more expensive one.
Ooh.
Yeah, it changes up a little bit, but like I said, it would probably go as long as yours. It seems like late nights and early mornings were kind of a theme this trip. Am I right? And there were
I did not sleep at all this whole week we were here.
By
the way, this is the fucking longest bus ride ever. Where are we going?
They got a
Tampa?
new guy. They got a new guy up there.
I think Kate Smith is driving the bus to Tampa.
She's bringing us to Tampa.
Again, Stephanie and I had an Uber driver taking us to Magic Kingdom via cast member parking behind Hollywood Studios.
Awesome.
So
that's the way we traveled to the
That's the
resort.
way we travel.
Adam, what
drove
was your earliest day this trip?
Oh, this day actually had me hating life.
It was a late night before, if I recall, wasn't it? If I'm thinking what you're thinking.
It was a pretty late night before and a very fucking early morning, and this was the Sheeters take on Batu. I am blaming Bant Burke or Bork or Brant
Bantha
or
Bantha Burke.
Bantha Burke. Bring me that fucking tall ass Cajun for this shit.
Yes, because I blame him for me waking up at 3-4 o'clock in the morning.
I got up at 4.
Still felt I was running late to get there at 5.
First one's on the bus.
Well, this man
We were
was
the only ones on the bus.
He was texting us, "I'm here. It's me and Bryce, and there's only one other person here. Where are y'all? There's only 3 people here. Where are y'all?"
Trying. We are trying.
We're trying.
We were struggling. This was a rough morning. I mean, I didn't realize, like, the way everything was planned out, and it was a relatively short trip to Disney for us, that everything was happening one right after the other, and it's very early mornings, it's very late night, and it's not the way I actually do Disney anymore.
Well,
it's not the way I actually run anything anymore, to be honest.
Mom and Dad had taught us the slower side of Disney.
yeah.
Well, it's not only that. Mom and Dad were actually originally going to Batu, and then we get the text message and saying, Dad is not having it.
Yeah, because Dad got
And I'm staying
fucked
back
up
with
the night
him.
before.
Yeah. As I recall, we lucked into a bus because we weren't sure if they were even running that early. And no
Correct.
sooner had we got to the bus stop than some bitch showed up.
Well, we were actually told by one person there that the buses weren't running yet.
And literally, as we were walking back towards the bus stop, the bus came.
Yes.
And
So we get there, and all right, Batu has been getting a lot of heat for the simple reason that it's not what everybody wants. They wanted the past stories. They wanted the stories that you know. I honestly loved everything that they did here.
When you look around, it looks like Star Wars movie set. I mean, everything does.
Yes.
Right.
There's an insane level of detail. I would say there's more detail here than in the Mora Valley of Pandora at Animal Kingdom
Yep.
because,
Agree.
I mean, no
100% agree.
offense to Joe Rohde, no offense to Uncle Joe. they were, I mean, in Pandora, they were able to just paint some rocks and slap some plants in front of it and call it good. Hang some vines.
So I think they had more creative freedom to do Pandora. Because we only had one movie with Pandora.
Right.
You see, and I
So they
feel
could-
the exact opposite. I feel they half-assed Pandora with black lights and glow paint.
Well, I agree because that's Navi River, but they could have just, and that's what he did. They did whatever they wanted to. If they did any fucking black lights and glow paint to Batu, you just pissed off 300 million nerds in America.
But they already pissed off nerds in America by choosing a place that doesn't necessarily exist in the mythology that they created, that you're not visiting an established world that was in the past movies, and that's what a lot of people's disconnect is. My issue is try it. If you don't like it, then I get it.
I enjoyed it
Then
more
I
because there was something new.
It'd be tough to give you something that you've already seen before. I think because you're going to have a lot more that you have to hold into the details are going to be picked over by everybody in a.
I agree.
Much harder. And at the same time, what were you wanting? Were you wanting Mos Eisley? Were you wanting to walk through a fucking sandbox? I mean, come on. Yeah, we all wanted the cantina. I get that. We did. But you don't. I mean, it's the climate is unpleasant on Mos Eisley. That's why everybody wanted to leave.
And that's the exact problem here, is like trying to figure out that happy in between. And for me, I loved it.
You want Dagobah? Turn off the black lights in Pandora.
Exactly. You want it half-assed? You have Pandora for that. And the other thing is that there's a lot of interactivity that people are missing out on if they don't download the Play app.
Right.
If they don't take the time to actually explore the land the way it was meant to be.
And I will go on record and say we didn't. Stephanie and I
We
didn't.
We did.
No, yeah.
We had a lot of fun playing the games.
I had a packed schedule this trip. I didn't. Maybe I should have looked at the spreadsheet.
No.
She kept emailing me, but I just kept telling her, "You tell me where to go and when to be there."
And I get it. And a lot of people are not, because you're not really directed towards the Play app when you're in the land, and that's a disconnect.
Right. It is.
Where it's, if you actually take some time, there's a lot more going on in Batu that you will never realize. Brent and Bryce actually accidentally, by playing with the Play app, opened up a door that leads you to a back way into an area. And I'm not giving it away. I don't want to give too much detail about it. But take some time to play with it. Enjoy the area. You have your data pad that will unlock certain things. The attraction's fun. The rewritability of it is questionable.
Depending on which station you get. I mean, the rewritability, I think, is at 3. Whether you're engineer, gunner, or pilot.
Yep.
It's not only that. There's not enough of a storyline deviant that's going to make that attraction worthwhile, unless the credits that you earn actually mean something, and we don't know that yet.
I think this would be a grand slam out of the park hit if you had the same idea behind Star Tours of 3 different segments that you can that mix around every time to give you at least a certain degree of you say rewritability. I mean, or you could call it replayability.
But you also have to realize this is not as advanced. This is not the e-ticket. This is not that e-ticket.
You're right. It's not the e-ticket ride for this land.
The e-ticket hasn't opened yet.
How about the queue, though?
The queue is amazing.
Amazing.
Queue was mind-blowing. And again, you have to have the Play Disney Park app. And it's truly important because we walked by a whole section that opens up a whole lot more, and we didn't download it and weren't ready for it. So if you download that app, it adds that extra layer. And I think that's where the disconnect is.
But even if you don't, as a person of a certain age who grew up with these movies, when you walk past a full 1-to-1 scale Millennium Falcon,
It's not 1-to-1. It's too small.
it's close.
Let's just go 1 to 2 to 1 to 3.
It's like 1.9.
Is it
one
one
to
and 2 and 1 and 3 and
all
1?
right, so 1 to 9.5. So it's close.
The queue was great. You know, the details were fantastic. The theming, just the overall, how everything looked like it had been there and been used and is used daily.
Yes.
And stuff like that. I thought the animatronic was good.
Hondo was
That's an amazing animatronic.
He looks exactly like the actor that comes out once in a while and does the a couple different scenes or something in that too. Yeah, Hondo was good. I mean, was great. It's what you'd expect. Granted, Disney's doing what they do. He's up high, so you can't see what's going on from the knee down, basically. Which lets them.
But he's extremely fluid.
He is. He gesticulates when he talks like crazy, and the voice acting is top notch. Doesn't get any better than that.
But from what I understand, you can make things happen in the queue as long as you have the Play app downloaded and you do what you need to do with it.
So what you're telling me is I should have downloaded the Play app because I didn't.
Correct. And make sure you have it active.
And
That being said, you may want to shut it off before you actually get into the attraction because you can owe people credits if you're not careful or you're not good. Some of our fellow cheaters may owe Hondo a little bit of money, and we're really happy that didn't work for them.
because they beat the fuck out of the Millennium Falcon.
I had a pretty good set of pilots. A couple of gals up front on pilots, a couple of gals up front on the gunners, and then me and Stephanie were engineers because they said, we're just looking for 2 people who don't care what they are. I don't give 2 shits what I am. I just want to do this thing, And we grabbed our little engineer cards. We got up there, and we did our thing, and they didn't. I don't remember what our final score money-wise was, but we didn't owe a whole lot in damages, so I was okay with that. I was firing grappling hooks. Spoilers. Sorry.
All right. So I don't want to give away the attraction. I definitely feel that y'all got to ride it to experience it.
Yeah.
However, how'd y'all feel about Olga's?
I enjoy Olga's. I think the drinks need some
Yes.
reworking.
I don't.
I mean, the drink I had, by the way, Tim, thank you. Maybe you don't remember.
No, I do remember what you had because I have the same thing twice.
You did. I
Bespin
had
Fizz.
the Bespin Fizz, the bubbling thing there. Cool gimmick, and I'm a tech guy, so cool gimmick. I like that the dry ice is at the bottom and it's behind this little divider, so it can't come in contact with you and cause problems.
What the smoke kind of does every once in a while.
Well, I didn't have any issue with smoke, but I thought it tasted like a Hawaiian sea or fucking high sea or Hawaiian punch.
Yep.
Is what I thought it tasted like. I don't know how much alcohol's in that. I don't think it's much.
It's not a lot.
And that's
However,
that's all I had. My thought on Olga's, I needed to spend more time there with a lot fewer damn people to really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The charcuterie board I saw a picture of is weird.
Yeah.
I mean, the drinks that I had the jet fuel.
Yeah.
Or the rocket fuel.
Rocket fuel.
That's a bourbon-based shot, pretty much. And I was flat out warned not to take it as a shot because it's that strong.
Oh.
It was pretty damn tasty. I also ended up with the alcoholic rations at one point.
Yeah, I walked by and saw you eating something. You were eating.
You had Pop Rocks in it.
Pop Rocks and boa balls, and I just looked at
In
you.
a petri dish.
He was fucking Gollum over there with a fish, man. He was like,
It was really good. I mean, the Pop Rocks, it was alcoholic. It was fun.
It was your
you
fucking
gotta
breakfast.
Buy into this. It was my
was
breakfast.
your
What's wrong
breakfast.
with that?
Because we didn't have breakfast at that point yet.
It was Jello and alcohol. What's wrong with that for breakfast?
"That's you know what? Bill Cosby's been using it for years."
There you go. That was roofies. There's a difference.
Oh, too soon.
There's a difference. That was roofies. There's a
You can
difference.
put anything in Jello.
I
Adam.
definitely feel y'all gotta experience Bet2 at least once. You gotta go in with an open mind.
Yeah.
It's not anything you expect it to be, but at the same token, for me, it was everything I expected it to be.
I agree.
Unfair comparison: Oga's or Trader Sam's?
Ogus.
Ogas. Listen,
I'm
I've
Trader
waited
Sam's, I'm sorry.
all my life to live in the Star Wars land. And you gotta understand, you gotta take the movies, the TV shows, and the video games and combine them to really appreciate Galaxy's Edge.
Well, I mean, we're not looking at Galaxy. We're just looking at Ogas versus Trader Sam's. And for me, Ogas, it all depends on your bartender, and it all depends on your wait staff. The one guy who called me Jason, can't remember his name, but I was paying for everybody's drinks, and it was just a lot of fun. It just depends. It really depends on your wait staff.
Our waitress was. I mean, she was just that. She was a waitress. Wouldn't you agree, Tim? I mean, she didn't.
Well, the waitress that me and Stephanie had the second time was just a waitress. The first girl that we had the first time we went on Tuesday was absolutely amazing. Never came in a character. Even when there was a mosquito on the table, she blamed us for it. It was like, y'all brought this shit. This is a Your Planet thing. We don't have these here. It's just... Olga's is like Mos Eisley Cantina meets the video games meets... It's just an amalgamation of... It just brings you into it. It's a generic thing that you know you're in a Star Wars land, but it really didn't exist before now. Does that make sense?
With the exception of DJ Rex.
Right. Well, yeah. But
Okay.
that's Star Wars.
It all depends on what you... It depends on your server staff.
Right.
But that can be the same of Trader Sam's.
Mm-hmm.
Trader
Exactly.
Sam's relies on a lot of the effects that happen. And if you take that away, it's not as much fun. If you didn't have all those effects at Trader Sam's, that when you ordered those drinks, you kind of know by heart. Oga's is a kind of a little bit more new, a little bit refresh. Like I said, the waiter at our table was out of this world insane and a lot of fun. And at one point, I was buying all the drinks, and then a family at another table with a little boy was then buying all the drinks because they said he would take it. And it was just, it's a lot of fun. But again, it depends on your staff. It depends on that whole aspect of it. And if that's a disconnect, it's going to fail.
When you guys went earlier in that week and you had a great experience, were you at the table or the table or the bar?
We were at the
We're
bar.
at the bar.
Okay.
We were at the bar. A little farther left to where me and Stephanie were.
And I
We're
can
at the
tell
bar.
you, honest to God, that girl was working service bar. And for those of you who are not in the service industry, service bar basically means they're making the drinks for their section of the restaurant or their section of the lounge. She was working service bar, she was working the regular bar, and she had time to interact with everybody that was at her station. She rocked this shit down packed.
And her name tag said Victor. And literally, we asked her name because we wanted to give her, the guest member credit. She's like, well, oddly enough, Victor in your language spells Megan. So Megan from Batu, we thank you. If you're listening.
How about your ink pen that you signed your check with, Tim?
Oh, the Walt Disney pen that totally took me out of the fucking theming.
another guest must have left that there. You know, like
They must have brought it like we brought the mosquito.
about the mosquitoes. Yeah, you know, we took a big picture, a big Three Sheets Nation picture in front of the Falcon
We did.
in Batu, and it was impressive how many sheeters got up that damn early to be in Batu.
Yeah.
There's a ton of them.
And it's not only these. Some of these sheeters have already done it.
Yeah, in 2 different parks.
Yes.
Yes.
So I mean, they did it just to hang out with this group. So that's fucking awesome.
Now, what was more impressive, though, is the number of sheeters that turned out for Whispering Canyon.
Oh God. I only remember half of Whispering Canyon.
Well, that's because even before we left to go to Whispering Canyon, we had a villa full of sheeters pre-gaming.
We did.
And speaking of the pregame, how about shout out real quick, Sarah Ford and Tiffany Jansen. Congratulations on winning those things. You know, I got to bring it up again because you guys may forget. I'm gonna tell everybody a bus. Sarah Ford, Tiffany Jansen, they won the prize packet. I'll be quiet. Sorry, sir. Shouldn't stand.
Nope, keep going. Keep
no,
going.
You're
Nope,
not
keep
supposed
going.
to stand up on a bus when it's moving, Tim. Especially this one here,
Yeah.
which is actually taking you guys all the way to Pennsylvania, apparently.
Well, and you're 3 sheets to the wind right now, so you're gonna get dizzy.
Yes. So yeah, we had more than 60 people at Whispering Canyon.
We did.
I don't have an exact total. We're not good about this kind of stuff, I don't think, about really keeping up with shit, because we just want to be in the moment.
We had a lot of tables.
We did. We had a lot of Karens looking at us. There was a lot of food. We had our favorite server again. We had Mike.
Mike from North Bergen, New Jersey. Woo woo.
Great
Mike. And
guy.
Donna.
Who's used to us. Yeah, Donna was there.
Is it newly appointed cheater.
I don't remember a whole lot about, for different reasons than Pop, about Whispering Canyons, because I was in and out of my chair nonstop, throwing Magical Meltdown shit at people.
Same.
I sat down. I remember eating. I remember I had a few pieces of cornbread brought to me.
Again.
Yep. Adam's looking at chasing flies over there. He doesn't know why that would have happened to me.
Sorry, it got really buggy.
Yeah, they came off my microphone. So that happened. I don't know what I drank. Oh, no, I know what I drank. I was having the Macallan the whole time I was there. Nursing on that and drinking some water, I think. Had a lot of water this trip because there's a lot of hydration necessary. But yeah, I don't remember what else I ate because I sat down and people at my table were just putting food on my plate so I wouldn't not have food. I don't mean just cornbread. I mean, I was sitting with folks and I had some brisket show up. I had a rib show up. I think I had some corn show up. Food was still good.
I really enjoy their meals there. Even though I don't remember really eating a lot myself.
I don't either, which I probably should have eaten
Me
more
either.
than I did.
Mm-hmm. We made the fortunate mistake of sitting with the Miami Mafia.
Oh, so you guys had
They had-
tea.
They had a bunch of different types of tea with them.
Actually, they had a whole bunch of apple juice and squeeze bottles.
Yeah.
No, that was a prom.
Okay.
That was a prom. They had apple juice in the Donald Duck apple juice bottles. There's a bunch of different types of apple juice.
I drank a lot.
Yeah, I just remember giving stuff out and then nibbling on some pork and then giving more stuff out. I remember
mashed
and mashed potatoes. Potatoes are always great.
potatoes. Mashed potatoes are always good at Whispering Canyon.
We had some more pony races.
Yes, we did.
The annual
The Carly horse races.
second only to the Kentucky Derby, I think. Matter of fact, I think she qualified for the Preakness.
I'm sorry. It's second only to all the guys doing I'm a Little Teapot.
I
was
do
amazing.
recall that.
That was fun.
There's video.
There is
There's
video.
live video of
There's
that.
a lot of video on 3 sheets of that.
A lot of incrimination taking place from this trip. Yeah, I remember that. Who else rode the pony? After Carly.
Before or after prom?
After Carly, before prom. I can't remember who else got on that joker and gave her hell. Shan!
Wait, what?
Shan rode
I
it,
did not
didn't
see
he?
that. Did he? I didn't see that. If he did, I didn't see that. And I know there was a couple of kids that were behind Carly,
Oh, yes, they were.
and they were living it. We gave their family a bunch of swag. And hopefully they become new listeners.
Probably not the kids.
Well, the parents, maybe.
I did answer a lot of questions to people while I was handing stuff out, when I would just, randomly hand some stuff to some cheaters, or not cheaters, but to some random folks out there having dinner. Because we were a bit raucous.
As we are.
We sang happy birthday to everybody at Wilderness Lodge.
Oh, without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
But the cast members at Wilderness Lodge at that point expected it. Because they made sure that they got our attention before they started
Yes,
singing
they
Happy
did.
Birthday.
Right.
So
They know if there's a Shan involved, if there's a 3 sheets involved, Mike knows it's going to be a wild time. I'm talking about Mike, our server.
Okay.
No, I know it as well. I mean, don't sell me short. I did hand some stuff out to some of the, specifically to some of the folks who just did not look like they were pleased with our endeavors. Just trying to smooth things over. I didn't realize that they were stink-eyeing us hardcore. But, in the immortal words of George Tiberius Washington, fuck 'em.
Pretty much.
You don't go to that restaurant for a quiet time.
Nope. You go there for ketchup. And we delivered
Lots
the
of
ketchup.
Only once, though, this time.
Well, I remember grabbing ketchup from random people's tables. I think one girl was still using it. And I'm like, gotta have it. Because someone else. And then this old ketchup pyramid was getting built by cheaters. And it was in front of like this little toddler. And it was about to fall down on her. And I was Johnny on the spot. I broke that joker down and laid it all out flat. Because last thing we need is to be involved with some ketchup massacre at the Whispering Canyons. Nobody wants that on their head.
Right.
But the real reason we went to BSB, guys, happened after Whispering Canyon.
Correct.
After the costume change, after Adam's wardrobe change
and malfunction.
and malfunction. God knows it was after Brian Adams' wardrobe change.
Which was awesome.
It was.
Right.
It was. I'm sure Adam doesn't remember anything about prom, but from what I hear, because I've never been to the Atlantic
I
Dance
was
Halls,
there. I showed
I
up.
saw photos of Tim, and I'd like Tim
There
to
was
tell me
the
what
prom?
happened.
I remember going to prom because we literally had the best Uber experience of my life going to prom.
That guy, listen, I was riding up front with that joker, and I kept looking over, and he was grinning the whole trip.
So this Uber driver literally played Queen the whole ride from the Grand Flow to Atlantic Dance Hall, and we had disco lights.
Now, I never saw him actually cue a song up. This may have just been pure dumb luck on his part.
No,
he was
no,
mashing
was he?
buttons real quick.
The first song was an accident, and when he found out we were all Queen lovers, he was just funneling the Queen.
We didn't.
Yeah, but there wasn't only Queen.
Yeah,
I
we
wanna
didn't
say
finish
at one
with
point We
Queen.
had It's Raining
That's what we
Men.
finished
Right,
with.
we did have the other girls, yeah.
And yes, there was interior disco lighting
Right.
as we approached
It
the
was-
guard shack to get into the boardwalk. Yeah, that was Tim.
And-
You're right. That was epic.
We walked into Atlantic Dance Hall and immediately took over the whole place.
Well, we had to go through the boardwalk first.
Yes.
Our entourage with our attire, with with your Zach from Saved by the Bell, your preppy.
Yes.
Tight-
my dual
tight-rolled
polos,
jeans.
pop collar. I'm gonna wear the Converse again, but I want to spike them first.
And Adam
My
looking-
Casio
What?
watch.
Go with it.
I want to wear my Converse again, but I want to put spikes on them.
Oh, okay.
Little pineapples. May he rest in peace. As he says.
He has risen. He had a 3-day weekend.
He
and
did.
He, risen.
He did. Spike Jesus Pineapple
Spike
Jr.
Jesus Pineapple.
Yeah. So yeah, this was awesome. This was an 80s/90s/ whatever you wanted to wear prom, because I guess when you say 80s and you don't specify a century, you get Amadeus.
18
People
80s.
find loopholes.
Yeah. Well, looking at you, Bryce Burke.
Yeah, fucking Falco and shit comes walking up in there.
Yeah. That was the first thing I thought of when he walked in with his powdered wig.
There were a lot of great outfits at prom. The Sheeters did not let us down. Even those of you that didn't want to wear an outfit, and you still showed up. Mrs. Sherry McElroy in your "This Is My Prom Dress" T-shirt. That was great. I loved it. She also got great footage of whatever happened on the dance floor involving Brant and Sydney.
And you.
I don't know what we're talking about.
I don't think I was there.
Halfway through the night, I left. Just so y'all
Sydney, I want to apologize for what I may have actually done behind you on top of Brant. I know you can't hear me, but in front of Tim and Adam, I apologize for that. It didn't twitch much.
I had some mixed feelings about how this night was going to go. I didn't think I thought this was going to be a big flop because I didn't think a lot of people were going to show up. But the Sheeters proved me wrong. They showed up and they turned it out. We filled this place, and in turn, filled other people came like, oh, there's something going on at Atlantic Dance Hall. Let's go in here, and we made a lot of new Sheeters out of this experience. It was a lot of fun.
Yes, we had a great turnout. You're right. It was on a late night. My feet were hurting. I don't dance. I'm fairly Caucasian.
You didn't get off the dance floor.
I know.
The videos proved.
I danced all the way to the water jug and then kept dancing back. Listen, I showed up, and I'll use his alias. Chris Carter's there,
Yes.
and I show up, and he thrusts a drink in my hand, and says, basically, he says it's only a Maker's Mark, and I'm like, okay, and I start drinking that. And, I got an extra hand, and the Miami Mafia shows up and thrusts a cloaca in my empty hand and says, it's Cuban rum. So all night long, in one hand, I've got Makers, and in my other hand, I'm slurping Cuban rum out of a Little Mermaid apple juice bottle.
Mm-hmm. Sounds
Right
about
there
right.
off the.
I did a lot of shots of tequila.
I never left the floor long enough to get anything except water. I think I peed twice.
I don't think
I only left the
was
floor to do
scary
it one
part about
time, but the floor got sticky from 3 sheets out there. I can't promise it was all water or alcohol. I don't know. Yeah, that was. How'd you guys feel about the DJ?
I had a problem that he wouldn't play a song all the way through.
Right.
And I would get hyped up for one song, and then he'd mix it off into something different, and that kind of pissed me off a little bit.
I agree.
But I think it was better than I was expecting.
I hear that. Well, you have to understand, they had a full DJ setup when they had the DJ and somebody actually controlling the lights in the video, which I didn't expect. Because I'm a nerd at the end of the day, and I like to see how everything works, and They had 2 totally separate control boards, and it was kind of interesting to see how that all worked together.
I was definitely snooping on his software. I know the software he was using. It's actually not even a commercial software. It's free, but I thought the timing with that and the actual videos that were up on screen for every song. This wasn't something that he was doing on the fly with the videos. This was a set list that it looked to me like he had already worked out ahead of time.
I agree.
And I mean, and he did. He pulled it off. He never got on there for very much. Now, I will say, my complaint, they wouldn't. I mean, I don't. Maybe I'm thinking I'm playing the "Do you know who I am" card, but they wouldn't do requests, and they wouldn't let you borrow the microphone to do shout outs or call outs or, hey, we got prom king and queen coming up. They wouldn't let you do any of that. It was just, nope, it's my show. Get out there on the dance floor and boogie.
But if it's a set list, they're not going to be able to.
Right. No, that's...
They can't stop that because it's also programmed and tight and locked down. That stopping it would jack that up.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get it. And you did the best you could when you announced the prom king and queen.
I'm sorry, I yelled as loud as I could. My voice is still recovering from it.
Well, again, I humbly accept the posting as king of Three Sheets Nation.
And just be prepared to give it up next year.
Oh, I gave it up that night.
Hot.
Holla.
To the prom queen. She puts out. Probably how she got that position. I'll tell you all about the position later.
Oh my.
Yeah. Okay, well, Adam, got a question for you.
Go ahead.
We've had all this for Big Summa Blowout and all these different events that happened. What's next up for sheet-ups? I know you try to keep up with the events page at 3 Sheets to the Mouse, our Facebook group, but I don't usually click that link. So
thanks.
Remind me.
Hey, he controls the events page. He's the events coordinator.
I do my best. Let's not get crazy.
No, you're the events coordinator for 3 Sheets.
Is he the events miser?
Yes.
Pete Miser, I prefer. Thank you very much. Next up is official sheet-ups. There are a few minor ones going on. There's a whole bunch of stuff. There's a storming of...
Expedition Everest?
Yes, to fix the Yeti. So that's an event that somebody's created in our group.
Is that like the Area 51 raid?
That is
we're
correct.
Doing. Are we going to? I want to see some cheaters Naruto run from rope drop all the way back to Everest.
Yes, I would pay money to watch a video.
So
of
would
that,
I.
So please make that happen for us. I don't think any of the hosts are going to make it down for that. The next thing that the hosts, well, at least Tim and I are making it down for, is Cheaters are Dopey, and that's the running event. And that is a bunch of cheaters got together, decided we're going to be idiots and try to run the Dopey races.
We were told we were going to run Dopey.
We've been voluntold, and that's a 5K, 10K, half, and a full marathon. That's in January. February, we have Cheaters Are Princesses, and this is the girls' event. That's coming up for the Princess Marathon. Other than that, those are the 2 main events. Keep your eyes peeled. We are thinking about something for next year.
I will keep
for a main sheet
I will
up.
keep my eyes peeled and keep looking at that.
It's not going to be quite as long as this one. We're thinking of a long weekend. Prom might switch it up a bit, so I'm going to put a post out in a couple of days trying to figure out the interest if we do different price points to have our own private event. And that's the way we think we're going. If we keep on doubling, nobody's going to be able to contain the sheet up, food-wise or even prom-wise or party-wise. So we might actually have to look at actually renting spaces for ourselves this time.
We should just open up our own 5th gate at this point and put all of our attractions from Armchair Imagineers into it and bars.
I don't mind that. I don't think we have that kind of money.
We need some investors.
Yes. Well, I don't know a guy. Normally, I would say I know a guy. In this case, I don't know a guy. Now, the Sheeters are princesses. You call that a girls' event. But is it an official sheet-up? Is there a host going to that one?
Of course there is. I'm going.
Okay. Making sure. So.
I will be there. There are a few guys who are going. It looks like Shen might be running as well.
Well,
he's been voluntold.
good for Shan. Caves.
Mikey, I heard you're running the challenge.
I'm not. I'm not going to be there. I'm not running any challenge. I'm watching my kids.
It's going to be a fun time.
Well,
So those, and we have other events in the planning works. It's at the very, very, very beginning stages because we're just wrapping up this one, but it looks like we're going to have to figure out a space for us just to be us.
great. You know what it sounds like to me? It sounds like I need to get to work making some more collector's chips to be given away for all
That is
these
correct.
official sheet-up trips. And then speaking of...
So we have Dopey and Princess.
Yeah, so far. Man, I handed out so much Magical Meltdown swag. You did, Stephanie did. Thanks to you and Stephanie for dishing all that out. Thanks to C-Maj Namdoog, our resident Bermudian artisan, for putting all that together and taking, time out of his few weekends he had at home to crank that stuff out. Gosh, I just can't thank that guy enough. Thanks, Dad.
He didn't even
Dad.
have time to make y'all some fishing shirts.
Nope.
You worked him that hard.
I worked him that hard. Yep. And because of this, and because the photos being shared, I've actually had members, you guys may have seen on Facebook, but Stephanie was talking to me before she took off on that Uber. She had people asking her, where they can get their hands on some of this stuff that they were seeing other people get. And, we didn't have the same thing for everybody. We just kind of had to scatter it around. And maybe you got a tumbler, maybe you got a stainless wine glass, maybe you got a stack of nice coasters from Batu, but not everybody got the same thing. So, when my production manager gets back to the warehouse, I'll have him and his staff do an inventory of our stock, and I'll see what others, what I have available that I can get put over at the magicalmeltdown.com, so we can get some Three Sheets Nation stainless, stemless wine glasses and tumblers and stuff like that cranked out. And did you guys see all the shirts for Magical Meltdown this week, all week?
Yes.
want the
Yeah,
YOOHOO?
the YOOHOO.
Well, yeah. I mean, there was.
She did assemble.
It was how you could tell if you were seeing a sheeter.
Right.
Just at random is by the shirts. So I'm going to say, I'm thankful all these people ordered shirts and stuff like that. But I hope they pay attention to what's going on, because I'm getting ready to start culling a lot of them starting next month in October to make room for new designs and stuff. I've got over 70 designs, and that's just too damn many. I'm going to start putting some down.
So in other words, what you're saying, if you see something on the page that you want, get it now.
Yes.
Yes,
Right
yes,
now.
Adam.
Don't wait.
If you want something, get it now. Oh hell! Finally, I guess we're here at the airport, and it's time to go our separate ways.
I hate MCO.
Hey, so it's not so depressing because I'm not good with goodbyes. Let's call these closing remarks.
It's not a goodbye. It's so long for now.
It's like if you call it a closing remark, you'll see him again next week. So, I'll go first. There's a lot of people that I was so happy to see. All the people I was so happy to see. That didn't come out wrong, and you guys are going to quote me on that shit later, I bet. I shouldn't have gone first because there's no words to describe what happened this week with all the sheeters, the old friends, the new friends, just the jokes and how everybody had a good time together and got along together, and there wasn't any friction or stress or tension. It was It was hectic, but it was so much fun. Even when I wasn't doing things with our shooters and I was just hanging out with my wife. It was great. It was a good time to reconnect with her and just do Disney at our pace once in a while. So this was probably one of my favorite trips, and I don't know how it could get any better. I'm terrified that it can get better because you can only raise the bar so high, but I think we can just keep raising it. Don't you agree, Tim?
I do. And that's scary, but we'll all in for it because these things, the more we do these sheet-ups, you have to meet all these people in person, because it's one thing to interact with somebody on the internet, it's one thing to interact with somebody in the group, but when you meet somebody for the first time or for the 10th time, it's totally different than interacting with them in the group. And I'm just going to leave you with this, my favorite quote from this whole sheet up. I'm not going to tell you who said it. The person who said it will know they said it. It is, "Thank you for not hating my asshole."
I think I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'm smelling what you're stepping in.
Ew, we need to change. Yeah.
And you know what? I mean, before that night, I totally stepped in it. I'm just lay that out there. Just gonna lay that out there.
Hey, Adam, I would like you to follow that up and tell me, give me a goodbye, because you'll be going home with Tim.
Well,
so
wish me luck. He's a little Michael Wiswis.
He's
Anyway.
I don't know what he took from Meisner's when he left, but damn it.
I took everything. It's easy because it's a tent
Nobody's watching.
All right.
with catering cards.
If you would have told me, not even, how long have we doing this now? 2 years?
A little more,
Over 2
but
years.
yeah, it'll
little
be
over 2
three.
years.
It's 3 in February.
All right, so almost 3 years ago, that I would truly have friends and family all over the country, I would have laughed at you. I would have never believed it in 100 years that I would have made these connections with pretty much strangers. That these people would bring me out of my shell. That these people who would let me be who I am and let me into their lives and let me experience things that I would never experience on my own, never experience in it blows my mind what I have become a part of. And it's not that we like this. This was created organically from a bunch of guys who didn't know what we were doing, who just thought this would be fun. We've created family members. We've created a link that I can't explain. I love y'all more than you can ever know. I appreciate y'all for breaking me out of my shell. I appreciate y'all for helping me through my own shit. And hell, I'm vacationing, I'm going to see things, I'm experiencing things by myself for the first time. And I love y'all for it. And I'm gonna wrap this up before I get too emotional, so that's the end of that. Y'all, I love y'all, and I do truly appreciate everything this group has done for me. As much as you say that we created this for you, we created it for ourselves, and we all take a little bit from it. So I love y'all, and on to the next sheet up. And that's why y'all made me go last.
But they've given us more than they think we've given them.
110%.
More than we
My
deserve.
confidence.
Absolutely.
100%. My confidence, my self-confidence, my ability to be part of this is all based on y'all. So
I guess the only thing left to say is if I had all of Three Sheets Nation here in front of me, I'd say, you know, I'm blown away that they've made our little show part of their daily Disney lives. And without them, it's just, you know, it's you, Tim, it's Adam, it's me, and you know, Scott couldn't make the trip down there, but you know, we're just without Three Sheets Nation, we're just friends, and with them, we're family. We're an ohana in the finest and truest sense of the word. And I'm so thankful for their time.
In this time?
And all the times?
And until the next time, so long for just a while.